What's going on, guys, and welcome back. As you know already, cost reduction has long been a premier ability in Marvel Snap, oftentimes resulting in the best cards in the game. Entering Ravonna RenSlayer. Is she going to be the new energy reduction queen? Is she amazing? Is she legit? And probably why you clicked on the video. Is she worth buying with your precious tokens or going after in a spotlight cash? Now, we're just going to get right to it so we can dive into all things Ravonna. The answer is no. There's some major wonky, weird interactions with Ravonna and a lot of things kind of working against her, which is surprising because on paper, this card, in my opinion, looks like it was going to absolutely slap. But we're going to talk about why there's a couple of things that just don't quite add up and what Second Dinner can do to make her a much better card, which frankly I think they're going to do because they've done that with these cards in the past. For example, Lady Deathstrike, right? They definitely adjusted her and cards around her for synergy to make her a bit better and not so underwhelming. Like, I spent hours playing every deck you could imagine. Patriot, Cerebro 3, On Reveal, Discard, Mr. Negative, you name it, Darkhawk, I probably played it. Here's the issue, right? First of all, let's just talk about her core cost of energy. 3 energy is just too much to play her. Feels a little awkward, and oftentimes you couldn't get off what you were trying to do. That doesn't mean I didn't win with these Iron Man Mystique combos that are very powerful, but on a consistent and reliable basis, it felt greedy and sexy, you know, just something that wasn't dependable and reliable. The biggest thing that I missed with her when judging if she was going to be great and why I thought she was sadly her interaction with Bast. Now, it's funny because I thought she was going to work a lot like Mr. Negative. I thought she was going to look at these base kind of power in these cards. So, for instance, let's say Iron Man has 0 power. So, in turn, you could play Iron Man for 1 less. Bast naturally wants to be with Iron Man in Cerebro 3, in Bounce decks, and Mr. Negative decks. It's a clear-cut, insane combo that's been in Snap for a long time. In Ravonna's case, it's not like Mr. Negative, who looks at the base cost of cards. She looks at the new addition of power. And that sucks. I gotta say, it just definitely hurts the card. And why I thought Cerebro 3 was going to go to the next level, as well as some of these other decks that could depend on this, it ended up hurting her a lot. So my hope is that they're going to be taking Ravonna and they're going to make her either a 2-cost card, give her a substantial power difference, make the minimum 1 disappear, which I kind of hope doesn't, but it would definitely open up a lot more of these cards that she can discount on the 1-cost zone, or just flat out change that kind of core power thing to work with Bast. Because then in that case, you've got a great Cerebro 3 deck. She's good in Mr. Negative, and she works a lot better across the board. Sponsor Cozy here from another multiverse, coming at you with today's video sponsor, Dragonair Silent Gods. Now, this game was developed, guys, by the one and only Newverse. You might know them from a game, Marvel Snap. Now, the next big venture they've got is Dragonair, a new open-world fantasy RPG where you get to explore a vast world, experience rich stories, and lead your heroes on an epic journey. Now, when I was diving in and playing, what was crazy to me is they have over 1 million different hero builds where you can personally craft your hero and give them a race, different stats, and even a specific backstory. You'll strategize and craft your team of 5 unique heroes, bringing individual talents and abilities and traits and classes to take on huge boss battles, diverse puzzles, and just like thrilling moments to infuse excitement on every choice for your own personal journey. Now, Dragonair Silent Gods is going to be launching on September 19th, so you can dive in. You can play on the go on your mobile devices, like your other favorite Newverse games, but also you can play on PC and, best of all, Mac via the Epic Game Store. Dragonair is going to be your adventure with your rules, and if you want to dive in, find out more, you can click my link in the description below. And another massive thank you to Dragonair Silent Gods for sponsoring today's video. Like, the biggest problem with this is this was supposed to be the week she was going to explode, man. And there could very well be an awesome Ravonna deck. I still have a lot of combos that I simply did not have the time to put together. It's in the middle of the night right now. The sun's about to come up, and I didn't have time to test everything that I wanted to. But the issue with that is her biggest counter comes out next week, guys. Mobius, of course. Owen freaking Jetski. Wow. Wilson is going to be a premier tech card in Snap, countering never mind Ravonna, but the best cost reduction decks out in the game. Now, next week, this is going to absolutely nuke this card. It's going to hurt Ravonna a ton, Because, well, it's the week of the arrival, we always see a huge uptick in the play rate of these cards, so it might feel a bit underwhelming. But over time, I think, is Mobius going to fade? No, he's not. He's just a good tech card, guys. I see Mobius being in a lot of decks as a safety play because, one, it's going to open up some busted combos with Wave. But on top of that, you're able to counter so many different decks that he's kind of an obvious to include. When High Evo came out, Luke Cage was being played in every archetype as a safety net, and Mobius is going to be the same result. Combine that with Loki being just a much better card across the board. He's got 2 more power. He reduces everything in your hand by 1. You can combine him with Quinjet, which is awesome, and you can get some crazy things going on for dependable, reliable games, and is why he's one of my favorite cards in Snap, and one of the best ones at that. So, do I think you should get Ravonna? Right now, no. I will definitely have a deck guide going out if I find something crazy. And there are interactions that I want to cover today with you guys so that, you can discern for yourself if this is a card that you want to unlock. Because there's nuggets. There's just little things that are kind of freaking awesome. Cards that work with her amazing. Taking a look at all the cards here, guys. I mean, I love the goblins playing out a lot cheaper. Feels great. Obviously, having a dependable fallback option for her in a Cerebro 3 deck or Mr. Negative isn't the worst thing in the world. Taskmaster at 4 cost felt amazing with Kitty Pryde. That was honestly one of my favorite combos to try to pull off. And on reveal, it makes it even better, albeit a little more greedy at times. It brought back Mystique to a really good level. And honestly, just playing her in kind of a Patriot deck as a fillable card worked. It was not bad at all, right? But there's limited space, and oftentimes she felt like the 13th best card in the deck. And so that's kind of like the major factor about her. If they make her 2 costs, I think she's going to be absolutely cracked and be really good. And it's not even the cards that she affects. I think she's honestly affecting a great pool of cards. It's just her overall consistency. Now, this is just my night 1 early impressions, but because I've been pretty high on it, I wanted to get this out there. I wanted to make sure that I at least had a video saying what my early impressions were on Ravonna RenSlayer. So looking at everything together, what do I give her out of 5 stars? She is going to be getting, shockingly, the lowest rating I've probably given a card at the moment, and it's going to be about a 1.5, maybe 2-star rating for Ravonna. However, I know a lot of you guys did get the card, and mainly because you couldn't resist the freaking killer Zabu variant that came out with it. So which decks did I like her in the most? Well, for starters, guys, this Darkhawk deck did pretty well. There was a lot of play lines that felt good, and I ended up winning a good amount of games. I think I roughly averaged like a 55% win rate, albeit I had a couple crazy swing games, both losing and winning them. In addition, I also kind of liked her in this Silver Surfer Patriot build that kind of looked to boost up these White Tigers. Extremely greedy, and I don't think this kind of a deck is going to work with Mobius whenever he does come out. To wrap things up, because I definitely just woke up my baby, I think that Second Dinner is going to adjust this card. If I were to take a guess. That, and you guys know I'm a big kind of just backer of give cards time. Let combos be found out. I think she's extremely complicated, and I think she does boost a surprising amount of archetypes. We're just going to have to see how these playlines go out. And in this Loki kind of Galactus high Evo meta, it's just not working at the moment, at least in 1 night of testing. Now, hopefully this is wrong. Maybe she's going to be awesome in tomorrow's video after a full day and night of testing. I come at you with a really good deck. But as of now, I wanted to get my first impressions out there, and Ravonna is sadly going to be getting just about a 1.5, 2-star rating for me. Anyway, guys, that's going to be it for today's video. I'm going to hit the bed so that I can try to make a deck work with her much better tomorrow. You can be damn sure if you got the card, I'm going to find and discover the best Ravonna deck until hopefully that OTA does come from Second Dinner. As always, I want to say thank you guys for hanging out on the channel here, and as always, until the next one, happy snapping.